So we breathe. We take a breath or several as we just allow our bodies and our minds to just relax for a few minutes. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, go ahead and do that. If not, open gazing is fine as well. Just allow your breath to come naturally. Don't try to force any particular pattern, any particular thing to happen in this moment. Just relax. Just release whatever it took to get here today, whether that here is in this room or in whatever room you're in watching us. We just allow the rest of the world to do what it's going to do. In these moments, we are here, centered in the presence of Source, centered in spirit and relaxed and releasing. We move our attention just gently into that space of heart, into that space where we feel connected with the source of our being and with all things. We allow any thoughts that come through our mind to just keep throughing, moving right on through without attaching to anyone. We relax our grip on anything in this moment. Just allowing the breath and the Godness to flow. As we breathe, we know that we are breathing the breath of God itself because we are a part of that breath. That breath that brings us life and that shares our life with the rest of beingness. We feel inside ourselves where that love within us begins. And we allow that space to be wrapped in the Spirit, to be aware and awake in the Spirit, that presence of God everywhere present. And we allow that love to just grow. Envisioning it within us, growing and expanding until it bathes everywhere inside of us in a wave of love. If there are places and parts inside of us, whether they're physical, like muscles, or whether they're emotional or psychological, or our wounds or our strengths, whatever it is, we just reach around inside of us and allow that love to just wrap it all in gratitude. Thank you. Thank you to every part of us that helps us get through each and every day. Thank you to the muscles and the bones, to the cells of our body, to the way our body carries us through. Thank you to the thoughts that move through us and all the activity of our mind that can lead us to Godness. Thank you for bringing us through any challenge, anything we've ever been through to get to this very moment. We allow it to be, to settle, to relax within us, knowing that where we go from here can be a powerful, powerful teaching for growth, for healing, for loving, and for the presence of God in this world. So we just hold it all inside of us with gratitude. Thank you for where we have been. Thank you for where we are now. And thank you for where we will go from here. And as we hold that thought of thank you for now and thank you for the past and thank you for where we will go from here, let's just allow that love and that feeling of excitement about a future that is brighter and better than maybe even one we can imagine in this moment. We just let that possibility wrap us in a blanket of loving prayer in this moment, feeling supported, loved, and cherished by the presence of God everywhere present. We hold that light of possibility for just a moment in the silence. And with another breath, we allow it to settle. And we allow that possible future ahead to just be bathed in light. We just send that love ahead, knowing it will be there to meet us in every new step that we take. We claim the divine activity of these steps we take. Grateful for the opportunity. Grateful for this Unity family. Grateful for this world we live in. We say, thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. So I missed an opportunity this week. I called it Thanks in Advance, this Sunday talk. But last Sunday, my talk was called When We're Thank Empty. And I should have called this week When We're Thankful. I mean, come on, I really blew that. But so just ignore that and pretend it says When We're Thankful, yes. Because this is Thanksgiving week. I can't believe we're already here. Somebody certainly hit fast forward somewhere along the way, I think. But here we are. And just a reminder, although you probably all know, this Thursday we have a Thanksgiving dinner here for our family dinner. It is doors open at noon. We eat at 1 o'clock. Bring a dish to share. If you haven't signed up for a dish, Joe, are they still there, or Joe's still got them? Today is the last day to sign up. And I usually fill in where we're making holes. So fill in all the holes, please, so I can bring what I feel like bringing instead of... Last year I cooked... Yeah, I will bring potatoes, because I have to have mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving. It's a rule. So, yes. But yeah, last year I cooked a ham. I'm a vegetarian. So yeah, it's an adventure for me, but I don't really know how to do it. So if whatever, just see where there's anything that is needed to be brought in. Please, even if you can't bring something, come. We really have a wonderful time here, and it's a wonderful exercise in gratitude and thanksgiving that we get to share for having this community together. So it's wonderful. So the concept of being thankful. I've had a few conversations this week around, yeah, but there's stuff going on in the world I don't like. Yeah, but I'm going to see family, and there's always drama at my family dinners. Or, we can't talk about this and we can't talk about that. Okay, and I had a prolonged debate, which I usually don't engage in on Facebook, but I had a prolonged debate on Facebook this week with someone who calls me friend, who was doing something that I've seen a lot of people do recently, and I finally kind of was like, really? And responded. Now, I encourage you to look at definitions of words. There's reactions and there's responses. And in this week of Thanksgiving, if you are one of those, yeah, but I can't talk about politics at my Thanksgiving dinner, I can't open this topic with this, and we are invited in any given moment to move from reaction to response. What comes out of your mouth does not have to be the first thing that flies into your brain. Okay? Trish, I tell you guys all the time, I'm only talking to me. It's wonderful if you get anything out of it, but anything that ever comes out of my mouth up here is about what I need to hear and what I need to learn and what I need to integrate. What comes to your mind does not have to fall out your mouth, okay? There is an opportunity in any given moment to just take a breath. I think it was it Viktor Frankl that said there is a space in between stimulus and response. And, use that space. We're inside God. So here's what we believe in unity. We're inside of God. So even if you, quote, can't have that conversation, do you have to have every conversation every minute? Do we have to take on every single world problem when we're talking about one? No. That's the beauty of it. And sometimes, and it was this discussion on Facebook where I was raising a current event that had happened that had brought up a quandary for me, and I usually keep it to my doggone self. And this time I thought, really? And I shared it on Facebook. And so someone responded to it, this friend of mine, and basically just threw in the behavior of every other human being on the planet in response to my question about the behavior of a leader that said something that was very unleader-like. And the response, and it hit me all at the same time, was when we take sides in things, we turn people and issues and situations into these caricatures of what they are. And we cover everything with a blanket of Demlicans or Republicrats, or we try to make something a specific thing so we can put it in a box so that we can take that initial reaction and run with it. Very few things in our lives fit in neat and tidy little boxes. Whether you're a Republicrat or a Demlican, you will find something to love about every other Republicrat or Demlican if you let yourself. Right? It's lately been that we've got these political lines and people are standing on other sides of them and othering everyone else and creating these wars and that when a point of behavior is brought up, instead of saying, well, yeah, that was kind of lousy, we've turned someone into a caricature, and we feel that we have to defend whatever happens at all costs, and so we pile every other nasty behavior of someone else on top of whatever that is, just in an attempt to somehow negate what happened. Every opportunity, every moment, everything we step into is an opportunity to grow and learn and step higher. Every one of us is human. We all can do great things and horrible things. Every one of us. And if we try to idolize people and take their humanity away, or if we try to dehumanize people and take their humanity away, either one is equally dangerous. Either one is equally removing our opportunity to learn and grow and be more and better than we were the day before. And that really taught me something this week about, once again, we take a step back and we go, that wasn't a bright and shining moment, what just came out of my mouth. And it's an opportunity for me to learn to step up and say, I'm sorry, that probably wasn't the best thing I could have said. Let me rehumanize myself and you and step back into a learning process and be better the next time it comes around. Why can we be so afraid of doing that? If we can look at life through the lens of the gratitude for the opportunity to learn, it'll change the way our little foibles affect our lives and the way we have to. It seems to be this knee-jerk response lately, or this knee-jerk reaction rather, of just defend. Don't even look at it, just defend. Especially this Thanksgiving week, this holiday season. Can we just stop defending for a minute? Can we look at the realness of what's happening within the people around us and within ourselves? And can we give everybody just a little bit of grace? And at the same time, remember their humanity and invite them higher by giving all of us opportunities to learn from those moments when we might be less than skillful. Don't deflect. Don't push it away and act like it didn't happen. If there's a conversation that happens at a family dinner this week and it goes off the rails, can we both be the bigger person and see who can get there first to say, you know what, that didn't go well. Maybe we're not going to discuss this at Thanksgiving dinner, but it doesn't mean I love you any less, and it doesn't mean I value you any less. And let's just really, if looking at stuff like that doesn't work, let's find something else to look at that does. It's not ignoring that it exists. It's not saying we don't have these divisions and divides. We do. We have different beliefs. Can we entertain the possibility that someone else's reaction, someone else's response in something, the reason somebody does something, ready for this, has nothing to do with you? Oh my gosh, right? Things happen, and we have a response or a reaction to the thing, and then we think things in response to that, and do things in response to that. So all these things are being created because of something that's happening inside of us and inside of others. You have zero responsibility for what is happening inside of someone else. You are the only one who can have responsibility over what's happening inside of you. So most especially this time of Thanksgiving, can we be thankful? The thing is, we can be in gratitude even in the worst possible times. But here's something I need to say to you that I hope we can all hear, because this is a key. I've said it before. The universe does not speak English, it speaks energy. So if you are saying, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful, and inside you're thinking, I hate every bit of this. The universe hears the little Charlie Brown teacher, wah, 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 wah. And the universe goes, I hate every bit of this. And that's what it responds to. So it's not so much what's coming out of our mouths, it's what's coming out of our intent, out of our belief systems, out of our bodies, out of our thoughts, out of our ingrained beliefs. As we in Unity call it, our BS, our belief systems. Our BS is what's driving our lives. There's some BS that is fantastic and it supports you. And there's some that is just plain old BS. And we need to put those things in perspective. If we are examining what's going on inside of us and learning where it comes from, why does it drive me absolutely insane that that person chews with their mouth open? Why does it drive me insane? Why can I no longer even concentrate on the taste of my food when they're eating because it's driving me insane? They're not thinking a minute about me. They're just enjoying their food. Meanwhile, I've derailed my entire Thanksgiving dinner because they won't stop chewing so loudly, right? It has nothing to do with me. I've taken every bit of it out of them. I've poured it into me, and I have pushed any possible goodness inside of me to the side so that I can embrace all this trauma and stress and strife and ruin my own Thanksgiving dinner. I see some people laughing, and we call that a shadow laugh, okay? But What are we doing with the stuff that's happening out here? Because nothing anyone else ever does has anything to do with you, even if they're directing it at you. It is their own wounding and their own stuff and their own reactions that come from their life experiences and things that have happened to them that have conditioned them to respond in a certain way. Sometimes the older we get, the deeper those ingrained things are, and they happen without us even thinking about it. Now, us in Unity, we're always examining our lives, so we have the opportunity to change that. We can change behaviors at pretty much any time because we're always exploring why we do what we do. Why does that thing get on our last nerve? Because clearly they're enjoying their meal, right? So what is it? Why do our siblings know the exact thing to do to get right to that spot that sets us off, right? The better we know someone, the more we got on them. I see some siblings in this room looking at each other. I'm not going to look there. So, we can. Now, I was speaking with someone yesterday talking about healing and saying, so is it all just always for the rest of my life I have to focus on healing? No, I got some good news for you. Okay? The opportunity for us is when we're triggered, when it goes off and we've got that trigger and we're like, ugh, in that moment between reaction and response, between stimulus and response, we've got an opportunity. In Unity, in this practical spirituality, we are invited into a changing relationship with things that set us off. Instead of thinking, avoid, where's the Ben and Jerry's, and how many bags of potato chips could I eat before anybody knows it? Can you tell these are my own things? Instead of that, we get to go, ooh, notification. It's just like a ding on your phone. Right? Ding, you look for your text message. Ding, you look for your whatever it is. Okay, so when trigger happens, here, ding, in your head. Oh, opportunity, notification. Where's this coming from? Why am I reacting so hugely to it in this person, but it doesn't bother me at all in this person? Let me think about that for a minute. Let me get to a spot where I can just chill. Maybe it's taking a walk. Maybe it's taking a hot shower. Maybe it's having a cup of tea. Maybe it's cooking something. Maybe it's drawing something. Maybe it's scribbling until the paper rips. Whatever it is, we can have tools that will bring us through those spaces of before we go on somebody else, right? We can just take a moment when that triggering starts to happen, when the anger, when the sadness, when the fear, when the whatever it is, between that and I gotta have a vodka. Ooh, that was specific for some people. Okay. Yeah. Between those two places, there's this whole big space in the middle that invites us to say, breath, reconnect. I'm inside God. This is a notification. It's an opportunity. I can learn from this if I give myself the opportunity to do it. And you know what? Maybe I don't learn it all today. Maybe I'm still ticked off and I still don't feel like talking to them at the end of today. Maybe I wake up tomorrow and I'm still ticked off. But if I give myself the opportunity to go trigger, dive in. Where is this coming from and how can I learn from it? How is this here for me? Because it's all happening in God. And you know what? It doesn't serve my best interest to blow up in the face of everybody that does that. I'd like to be a little bit of a better person in myself and not do that anymore. Not feel like I have to. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. It doesn't matter what anyone else's behavior is. The only behavior you have any control over is your own. The answer may be, this person should maybe not be in my life. See, that's a place we can sometimes miss, because sometimes in unity people will say, oh, it's all good, it's all love and light and everything is for me. And if I'm not understanding why this person continually abuses me, I must be doing something wrong. No. Maybe this person is not a person that you want in your life if you'd like to thrive. We are invited in unity to examine those things. We can be thankful, full of gratitude for the opportunity to grow, even as we're saying, this is unacceptable, I will do this no more, and I'm going to take steps in my life to give myself health and happiness and to thrive. You know, the age-old question over and over and over again, is the glass half empty or half full? I've used this before, we've talked about it before, but it always bears repeating. You know, we tend to break things into caricatures. We tend to make them into these easily dismissed little things. Oh, if the glass is half full for you, you're an optimist. Congratulations, you won the lottery of life. Because you'll be able to look at everything every day as wonderful. Baloney. If the glass is half empty, oh, you poor pessimist. There's no opportunity for you to change that filter. Baloney. And I've got news for everybody in this room. The glass is all the way full, all the time. It's just what it's full of. This glass right now happens to be half full of water and half full of air. Some glasses are full of different kinds of BS, yes. But it's something that we can know. It's not this little caricature of, oh yeah, you know, if you're an optimist or a pessimist and you're just relegated to this life of always being that. No, these are all practices. There are tools that you can use to move from reaction to response. There are ways to be grateful even in the face of something that really hurts. There are ways to learn more even in the face of things that challenge us. If you're a Bible person, it says it over and over and over again in the Bible, in all things be grateful. So how do we do that? We come for support. We ask for help if we need it. We take advantage of those moments when the trigger happens, when we feel like the whole glass is going to be full of something really unpleasant. We have the opportunity to pause and to realize every glass is always full. We get to decide what we realize is in the glass. We get to empty out things that don't serve us and fill ourselves with things that do. We get to decide. We have the power to be grateful in every single moment, to be thankful for what is happening, even if it's something we don't like, but we've got to be authentic about it. If you're saying, I'm so glad that happened because now I get to do this, make sure you're really glad that happened. And if you're not, own it. You know what? I can't stand this. I still don't like it. I never liked it at all. And use the power word. And this is what has come of it for me, and this is where I get to go with it. So I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful that happened. Now I can truly be grateful that happened because I'm grateful for where it brought me. This Thanksgiving, this holiday season, we can be full of gratitude for the opportunities that we've received and for the times we've answered yes to the call and even for the times we've answered no. Let's be full of gratitude for the opportunity to be learning and growing through it all. And if you're feeling less than thankful and you'd like someone to chat with to bring you through it, give me a holler. It's kind of what I do. I'm so grateful to be here with you for another Thanksgiving. I'm so grateful that we get to do this together and support one another so that we can be full of thanks every single day. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Please visit www.unityofsebring.org for more information, to submit a prayer request, or to donate to our ministry. We hope to see you again very soon.